Hello everyone and welcome back to Speed Build Sunday. Today we are working on our apartment complex build. This is the second to last part of it. With this one I decided to go a little more funky. So my thought process here was that it was maybe a younger person who loves to read and loves to thrift and whatnot and loves to just repurpose and like just kind of represents the color yellow in my mind. I fully sent it with the yellow cabinets and just ran with it. And you'll see where I ended up. So yeah, I went with the same cabinets and just ran with that yellow. Wanted to make everything like unique or seemed thrifted and whatnot. So you'll see the apartment just gets funkier and funkier as it goes on, and I've just leaned further into the um little, thrifting and funky mindset that I went with for this. So you'll see throughout the apartment, I try to keep the what would you call it? Like the hints of yellow just all around the apartment. Like that's gonna be like the common denominator throughout the apartment is yellow, but there's a bunch of different colors because in my mind, she thrifted everything that she has. And so things are gonna be random funky colors. She's got mismatched dining chairs, mismatched furniture, but she loves it that way. She doesn't want it all matchy matchy. She wants it all to be different because she goes and she thrifts items one by one by one, and I think it'll just be like it just turns out exactly kind of how I wanted it to. I think the bathrooms were a little tough because I wanted to keep those the same way, even though in theory those wouldn't really change much. I still kind of sent it and did it, and I don't fully regret it. Definitely makes them a little, definitely gives them character. We'll put it like that. Gives them some character. So you'll see like the different dining chairs. Here she's gonna have a little window nook. I didn't really know what to do there because if you put a couch there, you can't really see the TV. If you put one on the back wall, it's hard to see the TV. Like it's physically it's too far away. So I definitely changed things up a little bit and moved things around. Here again, you'll see where she's got like different kinds of couches. I wanted to go with more of an older looking couch, but I ended up going with this like I don't even know what color that would be, but like deep purpley reddish color couch, and I kind of love it. I've never used this swatch before, but I think it fits this apartment so well, and it has the yellow accents on it. Then I went with these like hanging chairs, which I've also really not used outside of like a teenager's bedroom. And so I kind of tried to utilize things that I don't use very often to kind of give it that thrifted feel. And I think it turned out almost like perfectly in my head, like exactly kind of what I wanted it to look like. The only room that I didn't do that with was because she's a big reader. I made the second bedroom like a little library. And so that room's a little more put together. I feel like maybe that's one where she really put her time into, or maybe she got lucky and someone gifted her an old library set or something. I don't know. But that's all matchy matchy. Otherwise, everything's different. I built this in two separate segments. I had like a meeting in between when I first started filming this and when I came back to it, so it also kind of messed up my flow. So I think that's part of why like the living area versus where like the bathrooms and the bedrooms and whatnot are end up being so drastically different. But I still think it turned out great. I love the little different like rug layering and all that. I tried to again use a lot of objects that I don't typically use to try to just kind of diversify what I was doing. I also just realized that I never put window coverings in the library little room, so guess eventually I'll have to go back and do that. But overall, I think it turned out really cute, and I think it kind of brings that, what would you call it? That like yellow persona to life. But I think it turned out great. So you'll see here, this is where I've started switching to this is the second time I came in to work on this build. And again, I went with like the whole thrifted vibe, so nothing really matches. There's different wood tones, there's different colors, all that, but there's still things that tie it together, like the washer and dryer are yellow. And things like that. Like I tried to keep it for sure things that she could pick were the color, like yellow or whatnot, or just were different. Except for like the bathrooms, I made that, so she kind of picked it out. I kept with the same toilets, because I don't know, I just felt like it felt right to keep with the same tiny living toilets. I hate branching out on toilets. I don't know why. I feel like typically most toilets look pretty similar. So, I don't know. It's a weird thing of mine. I don't like switching different toilets. But I tried to do different pillows. I had a heck of a time trying to get these pillows to go where I wanted them to go at first. It was a pain. But we got there and it all worked out. So I went with a few different kinds of pillows and color swatches and whatnot patterns to kind of again give that thrifted look. And then I struggled. I was trying to find a blanket basket to go in that corner, and I knew which one I wanted, but I couldn't find it. Then I thought I found the one I wanted, and then later on I go back when I actually found the one I wanted and corrected it, because I just had a heck of a time with trying to find things. Even though I was trying to use like a wide variety of objects, there were certain things like I knew I wanted to use on this build and I couldn't find that. I also changed this closet and I ended up, there was no black swatch of that one closet. So I just went with the same one that's in the other one. I really didn't feel like she would be one to have a walk-in closet or care about a walk-in closet. She's one who thrifts, whatnot, so she's very into like reusing. So I don't see her having a ton of clothes and whatnot to store in a full-size closet or walk-in closet. So that's what made me go with that. And then you'll see here, I put a mirror on the, like, there. And again, I tried to pick, like, a more vintagey one. And you've got, like, the mid-century modern, like, the mid-century bed. And then a somewhat matching nightstand. Like, it's a darker wood tone, but it's a little darker than the bed. And then she got a little candle, a little plant. And then I kind of just do some random little accents around there, working on some, like, lights and some decorations. And again, I just kept going for objects I don't typically reach for to try to see. I kind of wanted to see what I could discover doing that and to kind of give the apartment more character. Here's where I finally went back and found the little basket I was looking for. So most of the rest of the build is just me kind of figuring out what little things I want to use to decorate. Um, I do still have to go back and do the 2 bathrooms and the like library room. But here I put this weird hand thing. I was like, she thrifts stuff. She's kind of a little out there personality, so you never know. And yeah, I went with again like a more old schooling looking mirror. And then I totally forgot there was this like wall sculpture section. I was like, I should be using this to decorate some of the walls too, because I feel like I was running out of options with like the pictures. And then I saw these apartment signs and I was like, those are adorable. I'm definitely putting those outside each of the apartments. Then it kind of like numbers them, like an apartment complex would. I thought about doing the leafy window coverings, and then I realized that her apartment faced the pool. And with how much traffic that is, even though I put that fence up, I felt like in real life, if you face a very public facing spot like that, you probably wouldn't want to not have curtains. Maybe if it was up a floor or two, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But I was like, she's definitely gonna want curtains if she's there. Then I had this. I wanted to do another like stacked rug situation, but these ones are more of children's rugs. So I had to like rotate them to make them fit right where the patterned rug wasn't hanging out because I didn't think clouds fit her vibes. Like they do, but like not in a rug. And here I find a cool little piece for the wall. This is that room that I did not put window coverings on, and I'm sorry, I missed it. But it's also like it's her library room, so it's not that big of a deal. So here I had to kind of decide what I want to do, but I wanted to kind of give like that almost built-in look. So I thought about doing 2 on each side, but then I was like, it wouldn't curve. I had to like kind of figure out what I want to do. I have been loving these bookshelves like this because they give that built-in look and they're full of books. So I did that and I put a couple little chairs in there and a little table. And here's the bathrooms where it's like, ooh, I went with that shower, and that shower is a really bright gold, and it's hard to find that shade of gold in anything. And I had the same issue with the other bathroom of I could not find the like shade that the metal on the shower was. Didn't anything. So it was a pain. I didn't put toilet paper in the other bathroom either. So yeah, I went was like instantly knew what shower I wanted to use, went with the other one, and then I struggled to find anything that matched. But that is pretty much it for this part of this build. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you have any suggestions for that last build, it is another 3-bedroom apartment. Put them in the comments down below. And if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to see more Minecraft and Sims content, go ahead and subscribe because I make tons of it. And I will talk to you guys all later. Bye, everyone!